Well, hello everybody. I changed a few things on my computer. Let's see if it works this time. I'm so sorry that I keep getting kicked off, and if we do this time, we'll have to figure something else out. So, as I started to say before, I would like to give you an update on where we are at Victory with our current predicament that we find ourselves in. Last week, our office manager and my personal administrative assistant was tested positive for COVID and has since had more than light symptoms. But Jessica, sister, Jennifer, and also we've had a little bit of problem where Veronica, our receptionist, tested positive and has been going through the dilemma of having COVID. And then we found out that Dustin, the head of our maintenance department, also was just recently tested positive. So that was 3 people. And what we're doing, and by the way, those 3 people affected all of our staff and all of our pastors, because we've been in meetings together. And what we figured out is that we haven't social distanced as well as we could have when we were together. I don't know what we thought. Maybe it couldn't happen to us. But the point is, and what I want to bring you up to date is, all 3 people that have tested positive are on the mend. Dustin hasn't been feeling too awfully bad, and so we're praying for him. We'd like you to do so. Veronica is coming back, still has a cough, and her and her husband are doing better than they were. And Jennifer is sequestered away from everybody, and her family is doing better. We believe she's on the mend as well. But having said that to you, what we are doing is, last week we decided that we had to do what CDC has prompted everybody to do. If you're exposed to somebody that tests positive, then for a couple of weeks or 14 days or so, you should sequester yourself. And that was our whole ministry team, with the exception of Pastor Tom and Pastor Charlie. So last weekend, we had a live service on Sunday at 11 o'clock. We again went back to our virtual children's ministries and our online youth ministries, which is what we're going to do again this week. Pastor Monique and Pastor Jared are working very hard to bring a great program for the children and for the youth. And we trust that you'll tune in, as you have been doing. Where everybody else that's tested has tested negative, and we appreciate your prayers. We're praying for you. Sandy and I have been tested once. We're going to be tested again. We were negative. Everybody so far, other than the 3 that I spoke about. We have done everything that we could possibly do to keep our church as safe as we could possibly make it. And in doing that, we felt that our Friday nights, we had to pull back again. And we're doing that again this Friday night. I'll be in the wine cellar with you. I hope you'll tune in, because I'm going to go and record it shortly. But I have something for you, and I believe you'll really, really enjoy it. Jess and the team have a wonderful worship service that you can drink in and soak to and be in the wine cellar. And all is good. All really is good. We are looking forward to being back with you and having everything open completely. We're following very closely the COVID cases, the new cases in Harris County. We're taking a look at what is being spoken, and Judge Hidalgo is doing what she believes is best. But there is no fear in this house. We're not fearful, and we're not going to be caught up in the trappings of what any worldly person says, but we are following what we believe to be godly wisdom. And we know our governor is under a great deal of stress, because he has opened up Texas, and he's been forced to pull back a little bit on some of the places, not on the churches, on bars and places like that where people are not distancing and are not very careful. We will have service at Victory Sunday morning at 11 o'clock only. Please tell your friends, only at 11. And that service will be for everybody that chooses to come. We are recommending that everybody that can watch us on live stream. But if you do come, please wear a mask. And you've been doing a great job of social distancing within the auditorium. Quite a few of our members are watching on live stream and feel comfortable with that. We love you, and whether you're in the building or whether you're watching us, we know you're with us. We're with you. We're all standing together in this. What a unique time, isn't it? I don't think I've seen any greater acts of anger and frustration and deception throughout the world. Remember in the first service that we had in January, God said there was going to be a tremendous amount of deception in the world, and that if we didn't have a 2020 vision, we would be caught up in it. And I've been reminding you of that almost as much as Proverbs 3, 9, and 10. But 2020 vision means to be able to see the things that are right up in front of us, the things that are close, as well as to see the things at a distance. In our case, in the church, we want to see from God's perspective, way off in the distance, but absolutely clear about what's going on. None of this is a surprise for the Lord. He said that if it was possible, even the church would walk under deception during these times. Now, we've had all kinds of difficulties, starting in March with COVID, and then with this terrible killing in Minnesota, and then the subsequent riots, and now all of the picketing and the things that are going on throughout the world. Listen, my friend, don't think it's strange concerning those fiery trials. We're in this world, but we're not of it. And we cannot think it's peculiar or astounding that the world acts like the world. We're salt and we're light, and we're here to bring truth and love into the world, not to fall into their traps, not to fall in. When the world acts like the world, why should that surprise us? When the church acts like the world, then we need to say, wait a minute, we don't want to be caught up in that. We want to be those people that are a light, that we care for people, we love people, and we open our doors to those that want to come in. You cannot legislate morality. You cannot legislate peace. That's a heart change, and it requires that the church stays active, that we stay in there. I want to let you know that some of our programs for July are going to be curtailed and pushed into August. We're not certain just yet. We're doing the best we can with the information that we have, and we will try our best to get everything out to you. We're using this medium. We'll also send out email. We'll put it on our webpage and everything that we can do. We miss you, and we want to be together with you as badly as you'd like to be together with us. So we're inviting you to the 11 o'clock service on Sunday if you choose to come. And we know you'll do the things that you need to do. And also, if you watch us on live stream, you'll be blessed, and we'll be blessed that you're there. I know Friday night you'll be there. Those of you that love the wine cellar will be there with you, and I believe God's got a great word for you. I want to read something to you just for a moment from Psalms, and I'd like you to maybe drink this in. This is from Psalms 124. And it's a song of the ascents, a psalm of David. And here's how it reads. If it had not been that the Lord was on our side, let Israel, or let you and I say, if it had not been that the Lord was on our side, when men rose up against us, they would have swallowed us alive. Then their wrath was kindled against us, and the waters would have overwhelmed us. The streams would have gone over our soul, and the swollen waters would have gone over our soul. Blessed be the Lord, who has not given us as prey to their teeth. Listen carefully. Our soul is escaped as a bird from the snare of the fowlers. The snare is broken, and we have escaped. Our help is in the name of the Lord. There are many people rising up against the church today. There are many people that think that your faith and my faith is foolishness, but God's on our side, and they will not overcome. They will not overcome us. We're going to overcome evil with good. We're going to love those that are unlovely. We're going to pray for those that treat us despitefully. We're going to be the church. And these hours that we're in, with all of the stress and all of the strain, don't be afraid. God's on your side. Listen, God said to Paul when Paul prayed, he was being attacked 3 times, and he said, I asked the Lord, please, Lord, get this thing off of me. And here's what Jesus said to him. My grace is sufficient for you. The world is about to see the grace of God like they've never seen it. We're going to see the greater days yet, because this thing isn't over. And the church is the answer. The world doesn't know it yet, but they're knowing it. We're preaching the gospel all over the world through the medium that you're watching now, through live stream, through Facebook Live, through the internet. It's going everywhere. You can't stop it. While it looks like the world is crazy and upside down, well, that's who they are. They are in confusion. They're in deception. Don't you fall into it. There's only two classes of people on this earth. Only two. There's those that are lost, and there's the family of God. We're the family of God. We're on this earth, and we make a difference. They're going to miss us when we're gone, because we're the salt, we're the light, we're the love, and we're the goodness that they run into. So you stand strong, and you keep bearing witness, and don't get caught up in the things of the world. If you sow to the flesh, from the flesh you reap corruption. But if you sow to the Spirit, from the Spirit you'll reach everlasting life. I'm planning on being back with you tomorrow for a word of victory. I want to talk to you a little bit about this deception thing that's going around. You don't have to buy into it, and you don't have to get caught up in it. We walk beyond that, and you walk beyond that. God's on your side. Hey, listen, one more thing. I've noticed in the postings on Facebook and so forth that when the church begins to get irritated with each other, when our body gets irritated within itself because somebody posts something you disagree with, or somebody posts something and you just feel like you've got to tell them, pray for them instead. Don't let the things that are going on in the world, don't let somebody else's opinion spoil your day. Don't do it. It's not worth it. I'm telling you, you don't have to be offended unless you choose to. You can walk in love, you can keep drinking from the river of delight, and you can keep your joy. You don't have to fall into anything else. Give me a like if you like that. We love you. We're praying for you. Listen, it looks like I got through this whole thing. Had to change a couple of settings on my computer. I'll do better next time. God bless you. We love you, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.